Hi BookTube, it's Peg. I am here for a bargain book haul. I know you guys love book hauls. I love book hauls. This book haul is brought to you by HamiltonBook.com. I have mentioned this bookseller before, online bookseller. I think they're based out of Pennsylvania. I get their catalogs in the mail, but mostly I just browse their website. Always looking for new arrivals in the categories or the subjects that I enjoy browsing. And then I need to make this video because I'm going to have another bargain book haul video coming later this week, or next week. Today is Sunday. From bookoutlet.com. So that's sitting in the foyer. But these are my Hamilton books. Now, there was one thing wrong with this order. But they're good enough to, they're making sure that the correct book is being resent out, because it was definitely not the book I ordered. I'll save that for the end. But one of the things I love about Hamilton Book, and I think I've mentioned this before, is that they have very arcane titles that you can stumble across, and you're like, what? I just discovered, and I haven't decided whether to get it or not, but like a 2-volume hardcover set of the complete writings of Catherine of Siena. And I looked elsewhere for these books, and they are like hundreds of dollars, and and this set is like $19.95. So sometimes you find things that you're like, woo, someone made a mistake. And I'm gonna, snap it up and take advantage. But a lot of times I find that some university press books that just end up in their warehouse and are listed as a bargain book, and they're brand new. They could be anywhere from $5.95 to $8.95, and if you were going to the university press site, you would be paying full price and a lot of money. So I get really excited when I go to Hamilton Book, because they, more than anyone else, will have those diamonds in the rough, as it were. And I don't really find that so much with bookoutlet.com or some of the others, So yay, Hamilton Books. And let's show you what we got. This first book is not a, it's more of a prominent book. It's not one of my finds, but still, I've been thinking about getting it, and the last 2 times I ordered from them, I didn't. But I wanted to go ahead and get it. And this is by Eric J. Dolan, who I have a couple of his books. This is When America First Met China, an exotic history of tea, drugs, and money in the age of sail. This is by Rebirth Press, publishing house. Nice decollage book. It's beautiful. There are no remainder marks. It's just brand spanking new, and I think I got it for like $6.95. I will link their website below in the comments if you guys are interested in checking out their stuff. I searched on there mostly for history, American history, and they have subgenres under each one. I also look under biography, and they offer a lot of literature for all you guys who like fiction, like literature, classics, tons of stuff. But anyway, in his best-selling Leviathan, Eric J. Dolan gave us the most original and stirring history of American whaling in a generation. Next, in his prize-winning Fur, Fortune, and Empire, he turned his attention to the 300-year history of the American fur trade. That's one of the books I have. Now illuminating one of the least understood areas of American history, Dolan insightfully traces our fraught relationship with China back to its roots, the unforgiving 19th century seas that separated a brash rising naval power from a battered ancient empire. This is interesting. Beginning his story in 1784, when the ship Empress of China set sail for Chinese waters, Dolan transports us to the so-called Middle Kingdom, where Americans traded silver, ginseng, furs, and sandalwood, and many other items for a variety of goods, including porcelain, silk, and most importantly, millions of tons of tea, that aromatic, quote, brew of the immortals. I would agree with that. I am a tea drinker. I don't drink coffee. I love tea. I'm a tea fanatic. In fact, I have a framed little thing on the wall right behind this camera that says, "You can't buy happiness, but you can buy tea." That's kind of the same thing. Isn't that great? I love it. I love tea. So this is going to be doubly interesting. As he reveals, the China trade was critical to the economic growth of America, helping to create its first millionaires and spurring an explosion in shipbuilding that resulted in the majestic clipper ships, the, quote, greyhounds of the sea, unquote, whose breathtaking races captivated millions in the decades before the Civil War. It goes on a little bit more, but you get the drift. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to this. Now we move into my finds, as it were. This next book is from Yale University Press. I think this one was probably like $6-7.95. I didn't bring the receipt over, but anyway, these are really affordable prices. Brand new book, no remainder marks, pristine condition. You got it for under 10 bucks. I love my Russian history. I also love religious history. Religious history in different countries, looking at how it developed. And in this case, it combines the two. So this is Holy Rus, or Rus, The Rebirth of Orthodoxy in the New Russia by John P. Burgess, put out by Yale. It's just beautiful. No remainder marks. I've always been intrigued by how, Russia was this bastion of Christianity for so long, and then came Bolshevism, right, and the Russian Revolution, and then and then the godlessness of all that, and Stalin, and communism, and then afterwards, after the Soviet Union fell and became Russia again, and how the churches started coming back, not underground churches this time, but honest to goodness, like state-sanctioned, the Orthodox Church, and particularly when they interred the remains in a ceremony of the last Tsar and his family, that showed that they were regaining their Christian roots. So that's what this is going to be talking about: the rebirth of Orthodoxy in the new Russia. So I've just been really intrigued by that. Just give you a quick rundown. A bold experiment is taking place in Russia. After a century of being scarred by militant atheistic communism, the Orthodox Church has become Russia's largest and most significant non-governmental organization. As it has returned to life, it has pursued a vision of reclaiming Holy Rus, that historical yet mythical homeland of the Eastern Slavic peoples, a foretaste of the perfect justice, peace, harmony, and beauty for which religious believers long, and the glimpse of heaven on earth that persuaded Prince Vladimir to accept Orthodox baptism in Crimea in AD 988. Through groundbreaking initiatives in religious education, social ministry, historical commemoration, and parish life, the Orthodox Church is promoting a new national identity for post-communist Russia. In this eye-opening and evocative book, John Burgess examines Russian Orthodoxy's resurgence from a grassroots level, providing Western readers with an enlightening inside look at the new Russia. So this is a great book to add to my my Russian history and religious studies collection. So very, very happy I found this book. And this book is still in shrink wrap. It arrived in shrink wrap. And this was put out by Penn State Press. So I just took a chance on this. It's a very slim volume. I haven't read any of this historical person's writings, so this is, I hope I'm pronouncing it right. I'm sure you guys will correct me. Condorcet? Writings on the United States. Writings on the United States by Condorcet. Okay. Edited, translated, and with an introduction by Guillaume Ansart. So the Marquis de Condorcet is one of those highly influential political thinkers whose work has too often, over time, been winnowed down to just one work, his famous outline on the progress of the human spirit. Guillaume Ansart has happily brought to light here a number of Condorcet's writings on the implications of the American experience that have heretofore been difficult or impossible to find in English. An informative introduction and extensive notes situate the texts most helpfully in relation to other writings of the period, notably the widely read History of the East and West Indies. And that's blurbed by Philip Stewart from Duke University. So yeah, I'll get a little introduction to Condorcet. Condorcet. You guys tell me. You guys tell me. Yeah, shrink wrapped, brand new. I mean, $6.95. I'm guessing. They're all under 10. The one that wasn't under 10, which was going to be the creme de la creme, the highlight of what I found on HamiltonBook.com, was the one that they screwed up. But they said they're sending it to me, so I will have to show you that when it does arrive. Okay, the next book is also from Yale. And this will further my, in the history reading challenge tag that I just did, I said one of the areas I want to learn more about is the Italian Renaissance and that whole period of Renaissance in Italy. And this book is perfect for that. This is The Republic of Letters by Marc Fumaroli, translated from the French by Lara Vernaud. Okay, so let me give you a little glimpse of what this is about. It's provocative exploration of intellectual exchange across 4 centuries of European history by a leading French scholar. Okay, so it's not all about the Italian Renaissance, but part of it is, so let me just tell you. In this fascinating study, preeminent historian Marc Fumaroli reveals how an imagined republic of ideas and interchange fostered the Italian Renaissance, the Enlightenment, and the French Revolution. He follows exchanges among Petrarch, Erasmus, Descartes, Montaigne, and others from the 15th through the 18th centuries through revolutions in culture and society. Via revealing portraits and analysis, Fumaroli traces intellectual currents engaged with the core question of how to live a moral life, and argues that these men of letters provide an example of the exchange of knowledge and ideas that is worthy of emulation in our own time. Combining scholarship, wit, and reverence, this thought-provoking volume represents the culmination of a lifetime of scholarship. It's just, and it was just sitting out there. If you guys are interested, go to HamiltonBook.com and look this book up. This is Republic of Letters. How cool is this book? Oh, brand new. Nice red hardcover. I was just so pleased with this book haul. It's only 7 books, but they're just priceless. Okay. This one is not from a university press, but I don't think you can find it on this publisher's website anymore. I'm sure you can find it on Amazon. So, but this kind of will add into my studies of the early American constitutionalism and how the country came to be. This is A Sovereign People, the Crisis of the 1790s and the Birth of American Nationalism by Carol Birkin. This is put out by Basic Books. Perfect condition. None of these have remainder marks. It's outstanding. Americans like to believe that the Constitution miraculously brought the United States into being, as though the framers established in one stroke the nation we know today. Yet when George Washington delivered his first inaugural address on April 30th, 1789, he expressed worry about the challenges that lay ahead. He was right to be concerned. The existence of the new nation was anything but secure. Without the support of the American people, after all, the Constitution was only a piece of paper. In A Sovereign People, her brilliant new political history of the 1790s, the acclaimed historian Carol Birkin argues that the young nation would not have survived absent the interventions of the Federalists, above all Washington, Alexander Hamilton, and John Adams. In power throughout the decade, they faced 4 successive crises of sovereignty. The Whiskey Rebellion was a domestic revolt over the right of the federal government to levy taxes. The Genet Affair saw a reckless French diplomat appeal directly to the American people in opposition to Washington. The XYZ Affair involved foreign threats intended to draw the United States into a European war. The final crisis was self-inflicted, the result of the Federalists' desire to silence their critics in the press, in the form of the Alien and Sedition Acts, yes. In each instance, the Federalists argued for the necessity of the federal government established by the Constitution, and by decades' end, the American people had come to understand that without it, there could be no United States. As Birkin ultimately reveals, while the Revolution freed the states and the Constitution linked them as never before, it was the Federalists who transformed them into an enduring nation. So, a resounding defense of the Federalists. Carol Birkin. All right, bring it. Um, I like it. I like a nice big bold statement. There's nothing vague here. She's like, she's team Federalist. She's team Hamilton. Sorry. Team Hamilton and Adams, baby. Um, all right. So I'm very happy to have this book as well. Next book I got. I had initially seen this book on the website for the Naval Institute Press, in which I bought several books from them when they had the Clear the Deck sale. And I thought I had purchased it from them, but I must have, I don't know, topped out, and I was like, I gotta throw one overboard. Gotta keep from sinking. um, but it came up again on HamiltonBook.com, and I was like, you know what, this is a sign. This is a sign I should be getting this book, because I've been really kind of intrigued lately about, like the tribes, the indigenous tribes of the like the Amazon River basin, and just like the last untouched people or uncontacted people in the world. And then I just was going down this rabbit hole. This was about a month ago, where I just wanted to get a bunch of books on the explorers who went down into the Amazon River basin. And so then I found this book, Congo: The Miserable Expeditions and Dreadful Death of Lieutenant Emery Taunt, U.S. Navy, by Andrew C.A. Jampoler. And I love the subtitle. The Miserable Expeditions and Dreadful Death. I'm sorry. But I just love this. I had never even heard of this. So it's full of illustrations and pictures. Got a nice map right here. But this is, let me just go into this. Lauded for his ability to tell compelling true adventure stories, award-winning author Andrew C.A. Jampoler recounts the experiences of a young American naval officer on a dangerous solo mission up the Congo River in May 1885. Lieutenant Emery Taunt, U.S. Navy, was ordered to explore as much of the river as possible and report on opportunities for Americans in the potentially rich African marketplace. This journey into the heart of Africa inspired his hopes that a commercial venture to collect elephant ivory in the river's Great Basin, and later an appointment as the U.S. State Department's first resident diplomat in Boma, capital of King Leopold II's Congo Free State, were filled with promise. Instead of becoming rich and famous, however, he died alone, bankrupt, and disgraced. A little more than 5 years after setting forth on his mission, Taunt, 39, was buried near the place he had first come ashore in Africa, a victim of both his personal demons and the Congo's lethal fevers. In 2011, to better understand what Taunt experienced during his African expeditions, Jampoler used an outboard motorboat to retrace Taunt's exploration of some 1,400 miles of river and to follow him on 2 additional assignments. This present-day voyage provides not only a fascinating look at Taunt's brief and extraordinary life, but also a glimpse at the role the U.S. played in the birth of the Congo nation, and the increasingly awkward position in which Washington found itself as stories of atrocities by the Belgians against the natives began to leak. Jampoler's account of what went so dreadfully wrong is both thrilling and tragic, illustrated with striking photographs from the author's trip that lend a visual dimension to the original journey. I'm sure it's still dangerous. Yeah. Doesn't that look great, you guys? A little bit of history, and then a little modern day travelogue there, by Naval Institute Press, but it was like $5.95, I think. It might be a couple dollars off on these, but if you guys go and check these out at HamiltonBook.com, you'll see great books, affordable prices. So I had one final book that I couldn't wait to show you. Now, I guess I'll reveal the title here, but I'll tell you more about it when I actually get it in hand. Okay. It was the one book that was above $10, $14.95, and I said it's worth it, because anywhere else I looked it was either out of print or too expensive, like way expensive. So it was a collection of writings by Tocqueville called Writings on Empire and Slavery, and I believe it was his writings about when he went to North Africa. So I was intrigued, and I'm like amassing this. Outside of Democracy in America, I've accrued several more different books about Tocqueville and the writing of it, and then his life, and just in general. And this one I'd never heard of before. Nice big fat book. So excited to tell you guys about it. So what comes out of my my package? I don't know. Just your average book on handwriting analysis. Plain and simple. The only book you'll ever need. I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know what I was thinking with all these books I've got behind me. Focus. Focus, camera. I don't know what I was thinking. This is the only book I'll ever need. Eve Bingham. Yeah, look at this. So how did someone get a 600-page book or whatever it was, Tocqueville's Writings on Empire and Slavery, hardcover, with this? I don't even know how this happened. But the nice people at Hamilton Book said, we will send you the correct book, and you do not need to return this to us. Please donate it as you wish. Maybe I'll become a handwriting expert for the FBI. Maybe this will be a new sideline for me. It's bizarre. The adventures of online book purchasing, you know, there you have it. So that's my little bargain book haul, guys. I will be back again soon to show you what I got from bookoutlet.com, and also I've got more books from publishers in the mail, and a couple of other things I've ordered, just standalone stuff that I will show you. But in the meantime, oh, look at that beautiful stack. Some good stuff here. Let me know what you guys think. If anything turns you on, you know, what intrigued you, piqued your interest. I will again link to Hamilton Book down below, and you know, Beats by Schrute. Fact. They are the best. Any Office fans out there? It's a nice shirt. Martine got it for me. Okay. Have a great day, guys. I will be back soon. I hope you enjoyed this book haul. There will be more to come at the History Shelf. There always will be. Count on it. See you, BookTube.